Hi, and welcome back to another YouTube video from the Marriage and Family Clinic. My name is Amanda Cummins, and I am here today to give you 3 tips on how to manage anxiety. So anxiety shows up in many ways, but can definitely impact relationships, especially your relationship with your partner. So with the holiday season coming up, we want to be able to give you some tips in order to work towards managing anxiety that comes up, or even just stress in general. So the first tip is learn what it is and identify what triggers anxiety for you. So really think in those moments that anxiety has shown up, or when it does show up for you, I want you to think about what triggered that thought or that response. What was happening in your body, what was happening with your thoughts, what was happening outside of you, to really gain an awareness. So something that can be helpful in order to learn triggers is to journal about it in that moment. That way your thought processes are starting to roll and develop. But if you're not comfortable with that, just asking yourself those questions to really gain an understanding of your triggers. So the second tip is to have a plan for when anxiety does show up and when you do get triggered. Because unfortunately we can't control that not happening. So having a plan to address anxiety can look like, okay, who am I going to reach out to when my anxiety is triggered, if it's support that I need or just to talk to somebody? Is that a family member? Is that a friend? Is that my therapist? Have a plan in that regard. Also, what can you do for yourself to help de-escalate the anxiety? So does that look like maybe I do enjoy journaling, or maybe I enjoy watching a funny YouTube video, or I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to play with my dog for a little bit. Think about for you what it is that helps de-escalate the anxiety so that when that does show up, you have a plan for that. And I would think more in depth as to what can I do if I'm out in public and this shows up? What can I do if I'm at home and this shows up, or at work? That way you feel well prepared, because it looks different in different scenarios. And then the last tip that I have for you is remind yourself what's within your control. So a lot of the times anxiety shows up and it's a lot related to the things that are outside of our control. So future circumstances or something that's dependent on somebody else. And so in the moments that anxiety shows up, I really want you to think about what is it that's within my control right now that I can do to help my anxiety de-escalate. So don't be depending on a certain circumstance to happen or somebody to follow through with what you're hoping them to. Really focus on what's within your control, because that's what's going to help you the most. So again, just really quick, the 3 tips to start working towards managing anxiety. The first one is learn what it is that triggers your anxiety. Really think this through so that you have a good grasp on it. The second one is have a plan for when anxiety does show up, and think about different scenarios and situations so that you feel well prepared. And then the last one is really exercise what's within your control. Don't be depending on something that's outside of your control. We would love to hear what tips or techniques you've used to help manage your anxiety, because this does show up a lot, especially in relationships. So if you would put those in the comments below, we would love to hear from you. Or if you have any questions or other thoughts about this, that would be great. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you next time, and have a great day. Bye.